I want to ask you as well, like, I've been thinking about like mentors and having maybe a vocal teacher or mentors in your like with your music and artist life. Like, how big has that been for you during your both learning how to sing, but also like with your artist skills, and how important do you think that is for someone to have?
Um, Very important. Yeah, I always talk about how in the beginning, I did not have a lot of support from from family and friends, but I wasn't entirely on my own. I definitely had, um, like almost every time, right at that point of wanting to give up, someone would come into my life that would reinforce my belief in myself and help to give me one more tidbit of knowledge or encouragement that would keep me going. And that was really big for me. There's a vocal coach, Randy Busher in Chicago, who when I was young really encouraged me in some of my the development and some of my techniques, because I was told in the beginning that my techniques were so unorthodox and so crazy, and speech level singing technique was so big when I first began, and it taught that you only train the vocal cords and nothing else. And so any talk about breathing or anything that was different was just blasphemous and was wrong. And I was talking about these crazy techniques and about the tongue placement and about breathing and using words like support, and people thought I was just crazy. And Randy was really good at saying, no, I think you're onto something here. And as long as you can back it up with science and with real results, consistently, then keep going in this direction. And so he encouraged me to follow my own path and to not be. I feel like a lot of vocal coaches and singers follow vocal techniques the way some people follow religion. It's like a blind faith, even when the results aren't there. And what Randy taught me was, if it works, it works. And so you don't have to. It doesn't have to fit into this, it doesn't have to be this technique or that technique. Be open to what works and be open to always learning something new. And that's something that I learned from him. And the same thing from Brett Manning, because at the time, I've taught at Brett's studio in Nashville. I think he's great, and he was an inspiration as well. He made vocal coaching seem cool to me. He was the first young hip vocal coach when I did his program when I was in college. I did Singing Success, Singing Success, and I remember the intro to the beginning.
Yes.
Anybody who's done it knows where that's from.
Yes.
But yeah, but that was every time I put the CD in, I would hear Singing Success. Yeah, but I would do his program, and I love the fact that he was encouraging as well, because when other people were trying to say, oh, that's not the proper way to sing, I remember he released a statement or a comment online that was very encouraging, like publicly saying, I feel like Eric is this and he's that, and he's something like he's a great combination of technique and artistry. And I really appreciated that, because some people saw me as his competition or whatever, and he was always so encouraging, like always, and just very encouraging, and even interviewed me for his website in the beginning. And he's another person who, when he kind of got behind me, it shut a lot of my critics up instantly, and I appreciated that too, because there were a lot of people criticizing me for some of the stuff that I was teaching, like, I've never seen this before, this has to be wrong. And when Brett kind of put a stamp of approval on me, for a lot of people it validated me in their eyes.